Okay, I got the front cover off of it totally by accident. As I was carrying it over here, it just came off. But it looks like there's a screw there. But here's the info. It is 6050 BTU. That's good. 6 amp. And December 1995 it was made. So that's pretty much all I have on that so far. And I'm going to start taking this more apart. You see, I kind of have the front off. I know this comes up, sort of, somehow. I don't know if it's going to slide or break. Everything on this is breaking because the plastic is so old. But there's the thing. You see there's a lot of dirt in the bottom there. So I'm going to hose it all down and that. But I want to get this top cover off so I can clean all the crap out. And then hopefully I can get the back off. You can see part of it fucking just broke off. So yeah, the whole thing is just falling apart, but we'll see what we can do. Okay, top cover's off. Now you can see the fan, which is a squirrel cage fan, blower fan kind of thing. And this is the part that gets cold. I forget if it's the condenser or evaporator. I'm not an AC tech, so I really don't know, but anyway, it's there and spins nice. So I don't know if I'll actually oil it, but it's metal. It's actually a metal fan. That's fucking amazing. So anyway, I'm gonna see if I could pop the back cover off without breaking it any further. I didn't even break that. It broke by itself just bringing it back here. And you can see the back part that gets hot kind. And we'll take that apart and see if I can't break it anymore. Okay, it's open. There's a screw here, screw on top, same on the other side over there. You can see the sideways mounted compressor. I don't know if they're actually able to run on their sides normally, but if they are, then they just turn it sideways and it worked. If not, then this is a very special compressor. I really don't know. It's made by Daewoo Carrier Company, Korea. It's a Korean compressor. And everything else seems to be in reasonably okay shape. Looks like there's a couple of ground wires in there. I don't know why there's kind of a... Oh, that's actually the capillary tube type thing. And there's some wires running here over to the fan motor. And I'm going to take that apart and oil it. And clean this out good with the hose. So I think I'll... There's some corrosion on that right in there. I think I'll try to oil it first, and maybe we'll do a run up while it's open, and then hopefully some of the shit will just blow out with the fan on, and then I'll spray it out with the hose. Okay, there's 3 screws there I've taken out in those standoffs, and I've just lifted it, and you can see the whole thing just comes out like that. And this has some sort of counterweight or something. I'm not really sure the purpose that exactly serves, but it's there. And I'm just going to stick some oil on both ends of the shaft, and hopefully that'll do it, because I'm not going to take it all apart. That's, you know, ridiculous for something, you know, like stupid project fucking AC like this. So I have the magical oil, 3-in-1, only 3-in-1. This happens to be an old can when they still sold them in cans. And see, because it prevents rust, so the can can't rust, but it rusts anyway or something. Anyway, we'll just apply some oil to the motor. I'll over oil it because this has never been serviced. It doesn't have oil ports per se, but anyway, that's that. I can't get it the other side with the camera, so we'll stop in a minute. This fan motor is actually made, I don't know if you can see there, it's made by Fasco. And they've been around fucking forever. I don't know if they're still around, but it does say there, Ozark plant. That would tend to indicate US. So maybe it really is made in the US? I don't know. But anyway, I'm going to remount the fan now with those screws and put the blade on and see what she's going to do. Okay, I have everything ready to go. The non-UL approved cord is not going to short. I have a live plug. I don't have the clip on the fan, so that may go and try to decapitate me or something like that. But let's fire it up and see if we get any shit blow out, especially out of the front. Oh yeah. A lot of good stuff come out. It's quiet when it starts. Oh, there's shit in there. It's still blowing stuff out, so I guess I'll leave that run for a little bit. Fan in the back seems happier now that it's oiled. It certainly does. Compressor's just buzzing along, doing its thing. We are not feeling anything yet because it's just restarted up. I'm not feeling anything in the front either. Not yet anyway. So I'll leave it run for a minute or two. Okay, you can see I stalled the fan by putting the switch in between speeds. And if you look carefully, you can actually see the coldness coming off of it. Should be able to see that. So it is most certainly working again. And things are starting to sweat in here a little bit, which I guess is good. And I'm going to shut her down and spray it out with the hose now. The thermostat in the front apparently works because without the fan running, it sensed how cold it got and it shut it off. I don't have it on full tilt over there. And then when I put the fan back on, which is now running there, the thermostat said, okay, fire it back up. And of course, that was short cycling the compressor, so that's why you heard that. I actually clicked and went in protection 2-3 times before that. But she is running again. I can certainly feel the heat coming out of this guy. So now we're going to spray her down with the hose. The thing on the bottom of the fan is a slinger. It'll sling the water around. It sometimes rubs and makes noise and shit. Or there could be crap under it. I really don't know. But anyway, that's what that is. It's supposed to sling the water out onto everything in here. Which also means that this should be okay if it's wet to run. Supposedly. I'll let it dry for a little bit and I'm going to dump out the water in there and spray it out a couple more times, but that is indeed what that is for. And I don't know if you can tell, but it did clean up rather nicely from what it was. Okay, she's all cleaned out now. She's wet. My plug is wet. I'm on this styrofoam thing here that's wet, and hopefully I'll get electrocuted, something like that. So see if we can do this. Cool. She runs again. Shooting out the water there. Certainly nice and happy. By the way, that click you heard when I plugged it in happened to be a coincidence. I don't know if you can tell. You can tell the bug light is on. It's just on the same port. It was easier and whatever. So anyway, that's what that was. But she's running again, so I'll let her run. I'm going to shut the fan in front maybe, and then let it cycle off and do its thing, and then we'll try to put it back together. Cool. Okay, I put it back together and I got the glue gun out now. And I'm just going to hot glue whatever pieces I can back together. It broke over here, you can tell, and over here, look, you can tell. So we'll put all that together and I'll piece whatever I can of that back together. I don't have all the pieces of it. This is that one little piece, if you were sharp-eyed when I originally started tapping on it to try to make the fan work. Fell inside, I was able to rescue it. So I'm just waiting for the glue gun to heat up and we'll get going. I think I'm fighting a losing battle with this thing, because just like leaning on that to try to put it together, this piece cracked, and so I just glued on the edges, stuck it in, and then went over the crack with some more hot glue. And I went here. I don't have this piece. I don't know where it ever went. This little piece came off, but I mean, it is attached. And there's a crack there, so I did that. And then this thing is just all concocted. There's so many little glue joints on everything, because as soon as you touch it, it just disintegrates. and there's like nothing more I can do with it, and there was no way to fit it in right because it's all out of round and shit. So fortunately this kind of stuck close by, so I was able to just kind of glue that. But it is time for its maiden voyage. Everything's ready to go. Hopefully the fan isn't going to rub on the thing, and let's see what happens. Ooh, it sounds different. It sounds good. It really sounds good. That's awesome. For some reason, as soon as I started it, a shit ton of hot air came out. That was a little odd. But it is running. And we are getting cold up there. It is just pouring the heat out. And I still got to get a better cord. I think what I'm going to do is just take a standard IEC power cord and wire nut that on. Call it good. That should be enough. So yeah, that's the deal. It's back together. Okay, it's the next day. We're ready for a test. I just shoved it in the basement window there, and I don't think the window inside is going to play too nice with it, but that's just the design of it. And that's about all I got, so let's go inside and we'll fire it up. Yeah, probably not going to do too well. I mean, this can go up just a drop more, but then it hits the drain there. So hopefully the window will actually act as a louver to send the stuff down. I doubt it's going to work the right way. And of course everything else is still just open, but whatever, we'll give it a shot. And over here, I wire nutted on a new cord. This is an old computer power cord. So hopefully that won't get too hot. We'll plug it in. The switch on the unit is on. I think the thermostat actually just clicked off, which is going to suck. But let's fire it and see what happens. Oh no, it's on. And yes, we have airflow right here. Cool. That might work better than I thought. Of course, you know, I could fill in up above it and that. I just want to leave it for a couple hours and see what happens. The side curtains aren't doing too well, but I'll make up a whole thing for that. If I even implement this, which I probably won't, but just, you know, because it blocks the damn fridge out there, which you could just see up in the top of the thing, so you can't even open it to get beer out, so that's not even going to work, but I'll live without beer for a couple hours, I guess. It's on, it's running, and we'll see what happens later on. Just buzzing away, doing its thing. I forgot if I mentioned it's just propped up on that bottle, because otherwise it sits all cattywampus and whatever. And I found that back plastic piece right there. It doesn't want to fit nicely, but it's sort of glued in, and it's kind of back together. I'm still missing that little corner, but whatever, it's there. This is just a test, like I said. See if it's going to actually do anything. Not going to be a complete test because of the opening, and a lot of that cold air is going outside, but we'll leave it run until the timer inside expires, which is 4 hours, and I'll see if it's any cooler. Alright, see you later. And finally, we're still running. It's now, oh geez, 3:30? I guess so. It's been running about 3.5 hours, so I'm going to head downstairs and see if it cooled off any. I suppose it works. It's blowing cold. Still. I think it actually was cycling before, because I was out there and the back motor and shit like that turned off. Of course, like I said, I mean, I got a gaping hole here, so we're not doing the greatest of tests, but it is here, it is running. And we are almost out of time, so I'm just going to let that chooch and do its thing. And that's probably going to be it. Oh, look at that. Right on time. It just shut off. So now you can hear the difference just the inside fan running, which is what you're hearing now, and the compressor and the the fan in the back is shut off. Cool. So, end result with this, maybe, I don't know. The fridge is in the way and I haven't really thought that through. This window here is kind of silicone shut. It's just how it was. Hopefully it's just a bead on the inside. I might be able to slice it and to be able to open the window. And if that's the case, then I could definitely put it here and then have like a fan to kind of chooch it over that way, and we'll still be uncomfortable anyway. But I don't know, it was just an idea. I had it and that was that. What I really should have done was not mounted this stuff exactly where it is. I guess I could still move it, because you see basically I have shelf brackets upside down holding it. So what I could do is theoretically just mount it with the one screw at each side and put it right at the bottom of that and somehow put the AC in here to keep the servers cool. But being that they're just standard desktop PCs, there's no real need to do that. Just would have been cool that yes, I have air conditioning in my server room.